be given today. That was completely different, completely separate, and I'm probably doing it tomorrow for Sunday school. So if you want to hear that one, come tomorrow. And I was actually sitting in my bed, and most of you know that I do the flyers for our youth nights. I design them and everything. And the title for this youth night that God gave me was Unlock. And when He gave me this message, He gave it to me partially. And He promised me that if I followed through what He'd given me so far, He'd finish me out. He'd give me the exact words that the people who showed up here tonight would need at the very end. Not the ones who said they were coming at the moment, but backed out, but the ones that are here. So, unlock, usually when we unlock something, we have some sort of key. How many of you have your keys here tonight? Some shape, form, or fashion, everybody's got your keys. Alright, now I want you to take out your keys real quick. If they're within reach, take out your keys. Alright, now I want you to pass them to your neighbor. Now, warning, if it's your best friend, you may not want to give him your keys, because if your best friend is not my best friend, they'll take the key and hide it. Alright, now I want you to count how many keys your buddy's got that they just gave you. Everybody got them counted? Yes, men? Yes? No? Maybe? Alright, who's got more than 5 keys? Anybody? Anybody got 8? Anybody got 9? Alright, I think Mid-Tab wins. How many keys do you got? Well, that works. I'll bring you a prize next time I come up. Having the most keys. But that's something I wanted to point out. We get to where we can have a bunch of keys at one time. And they unlock many, many, many doors. And using that analogy is something I want to go over with today. That's what God gave me for today. Alright. Just as there are keys for all sorts of worldly things, there are spiritual keys as well. The Bible, and I've got a few, the Bible mentions many, but here are a few of them. There's the keys to heaven. There are the keys of death and Hades, which is hell. There's the key of David, to the house of David, and so forth and so on. Keys are mentioned all throughout the Bible. Because back then they didn't have the number pads like we have today and all that. Everything was keys, 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 keys. Because when you come to a door that's locked, you can't always just break it down. You got to have the necessary requirements to get through that door. And if you don't have the necessary requirements, you're not getting through that door. No matter what you do, there's just some doors you ain't going to get through if you're not qualified. But tonight, there is a specific lock that we're here to crack. You. If you haven't realized it, each and every one of us is a very different kind of lock. And each one of us needs very specific things, and we're not going to let people in if they don't have those qualifications. If they're not loyal, if they're not so forth and so on, we don't care anything about them. We each have those things that we're not going to let anything happen to us unless that's what we want. We're a specific lock. But you know what? There's a master key, and He unlocks every one of us.
Amen.
But I want you to think about it. If you're the lock, you get to choose the keys. You get to choose every key that enters your life, everything that chooses every path. You're the one who chooses it. No one else, you. And I made up this, I don't know, analogy, metaphor, whatever, to help you understand what I really want to get at. Alright, I want everybody to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Everybody's imagination works better when your eyes are closed for some reason. Alright. First off, you're standing in a white room, like a padded cell. Just padded cell. Everybody's been in one. No. Alright, you're standing alone. There's absolutely no one around you. And you close your eyes, and when you open them again, the room is entirely covered in keys. Keys of every shape, form, fashion, color. everywhere, hanging from the walls, piled up on the floor. Leaned against everything you can see is keys. And then suddenly on one wall there's a single door. And any key in that room will open that door. But once that door is opened, that key decides what path you take. So you stand there alone for a moment and you look around the room. There's the pretty little brass keys, the skeleton keys. There's the ones that look like they go to your house and you get confused with everything. There's all these car keys, from really, really ugly cars to gorgeous cars. I mean, there's keys of all sorts. But leaning on the wall directly behind you is the biggest, shiniest, heaviest key you've ever seen in your life. Doesn't even look like it's going to fit through the door. It's that big. Huge key. So now you're pretty much sitting there with an option. You can't stay in the room forever. There's no food there. There's no water there. You can't live. So you're going to start out, you have to choose a key. And honestly, when you look around that room, you're going to be looking for specific things. No, you're not going to go pick up that gigantic key. Well, you guys know what it is. You're not going to pick up that giant key sitting in the corner. It's heavy. It's bigger than you are. How the heck are you going to lift it? And it's going to mean you have to carry around that weight and the responsibility of carrying it forever. So of course you're going to bend down and say, this key's pretty, I'll take it. And you're going to go over and unlock the door. Let's say that the key that you pick up is wealth. You unlock that first door and you're going to walk through. You're walking down your path. And your life's going pretty good. You've got a nice house, you're able to take out that person that you like every weekend. You're never wanting for anything, but you're not happy either. How many of us, you've had money to do stuff, you've had money to go out and do all the things everybody else wishes they could do, but you're not happy. You want something more, you want more, you want more, you want more. That's what rich people always say, is what Ruben did, is they want more, they want more. And that wealth doesn't always hang around. So all of a sudden, you've taken this one humongous loop, and you walk back through that white door. You're back in that white room, and there's just mountains and an entire room full of keys again. Well, that key didn't work. Dirt. Alright, so you're going to look around. Alright, well, that last key was pretty, and it screwed me over, so let's take a really, really plain key. Let's say you put it in there. Now you're going to walk down a road full of drugs. You're going to loop right back around, end up right back in that room. Each and every time you come to a decision in your life, you come to that room. And there are millions of keys. Oftentimes people say, I don't have a choice, I don't have an option. But you do. Each and every time, you have all these options. And people all the time say, I wish I had money so we could go out and do things. We never have enough money. And we just don't have any options. Well, you know, there's the option of going back to school. There's the option of selling drugs. There's the option of robbing. There's all these different options. But oftentimes we say, no, definitely not that key. Definitely not that key. I know where that key goes. I'm not going there. That's a bad key. We have all these options. And you know what? We'll keep using those keys over and over and over again. We'll use those keys. Remy, have you not used a ton of those keys and gone down some crazy butt paths? We've done some crazy stuff. You know, eventually, we get so sick of walking down these crazy hallways, ended up in these strange places, and when we get to that white room, we just sit down. I like how Don T. Moore to his kids today, they were playing in the corner, and he said, we can have a come to Jesus meeting. That room is where you come to Jesus meeting. I'm going to read a passage real quick, and it's a passage that we all have heard. I promise, if you've ever been in church before, you've heard this verse. It's Matthew 7, verse 13 and 14. You can enter God's kingdom only through the narrow gate. The highway to hell is broad, and its gate is wide for the many who choose the easy way. But the gateway to life is small, and the road is narrow, and only a few ever find it. How many of you heard that verse before? Yeah. That's like the preacher's favorite verse. Yeah. We know it. We've heard it all a million times. But it's important. My Bible, I don't highlight a lot unless it's something that changed my life. because it's all important. It all deserves to be highlighted. But if it changed my life, it's in here. It's highlighted. Some color in the rainbow, whatever was at hand, it's highlighted. I want to tell you today that every key in that room is the devil. But the big shiny one in the corner nobody wants to look at or know is there. It's the one they want to cover up with all the other stuff so they never have to see it. It's like you spend time in that right room so long, you've moved that big heavy key. You took weeks moving that big heavy key, laying it down in the corner, and then using all the other keys you haven't used yet and piling it on top of it so you don't got to look at it. It's something that it's always in their life. It's always threatening us. It's always saying, you're doing wrong. You know why you're not happy. You know what you're doing is not right. You know you need to stop. You know that message was for you. Hello? Hello? No, not that key. Come on, you've already been down that path. You've used that key before. Look how worn out that key is. We've all been down that path. We've all been through that. But there comes that time when you finally, at the end of your path, you crash through that door into that white room. You fall down, and most of the time, that room's almost empty. Sometimes you just about use every single key you can until there's not enough keys to hide the God key anymore. And so finally, when you're down at, how many of you have been to the very lowest you've ever been in your life? Absolutely terrible. You never want to go back. You never want to face that again. It was so dark and awful. We all come to that, and some of us, we haven't been there yet, but one day it's going to happen because the devil knows just what kind of key we like best. Mine would probably be really, really pretty and shiny and be covered in lots of glitter. Probably so. I like glitter. And stickers. So mine would be probably really, really stickery and covered in glitter. Whatever we like best, there's a key in there for it. But it's never the key that we need. And so when we finally hit rock bottom, it agrees. Everybody agrees. You hear it? Hear it? On the right path. Alright, so finally, we're going to say there's no more keys left in that room for you to use. Huh? Oh, crap. Okay, that door just shut. There's only one key left. Otherwise, I'm just stuck in this white room. What am I going to do? So you go over this key, and you're going to touch it, and you're just like, man, it's hot. I don't want to touch it. It's gross and slimy. It's okay. It's not that bad. It's not that. But it's not as big as I am. How the heck am I going to pick this up? Okay, me, I ain't got no muscles in my arms. It's not there. You want me to kick something? Sure. I played soccer. But my arms, I can't lift anything. I can't do a pull-up. That's like, It don't happen. I have to cheat. My wellness teacher was not happy with me. So you have this gigantic key. You have this itty little door. So first, you reach down really hard, and you pick it up an inch. Okay, then you push it. Then you kick it and scream, why can't I do this? Why can't I make this happen? Why am I not strong enough? What am I supposed to do? There's no way for me to get this done. Me.
Mom.
Me. It's 2 letters. It can be shortened down to 1. I. One letter that can completely and utterly ruin your life. Alright? How many people, you have someone that you really, you love, you don't have to raise your hand, I won't embarrass you or nothing. You love somebody a lot. Or you have loved someone before. And then I broke it. It's gone. You've been hurt. and you want someone else. You want there to be someone there for you. You're so sick of it being just one person. You're alone.